So are you the one who is still posting on your Twitter manually? Then give me 10 minutes and I'll show you how you can review, approve and auto post on your Twitter account. So yes, hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to review, approve and auto post tweets using AI. So over here, I am running a digital marketing agency, and like you, I also used to manually post on my Twitter account. But this is such a time consuming and a tedious task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as I add the tweet idea into my Airtable, automatically my AI agent is going to generate me the tweet, and further I'm just going to add that tweet back again into my Airtable, and then I'm just going to give my team one day to review that tweet, and once my team approves that tweet, automatically that tweet will be posted on my Twitter account. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Airtable, OpenAI, Airtable and X, which is formerly Twitter. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own Twitter account, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen, everyone. In this video, I'll show you how to automate your entire tweet creation and publishing workflow using Airtable, AI Agent and Pabbly Connect. In our setup, my team enters the tweet ideas, target audience and the tweet objective into Airtable. The AI agent then transforms each idea into a concise and engaging tweet ready for review. Once a tweet is marked approved right over here in the status, the system instantly posts it on our official Twitter channel, which is X now. This end-to-end automation saves us hours, eliminates bottlenecks and ensures only polished and high quality tweets go live. So let's build this streamlined content engine step by step. So to do this, I'm simply going to open a new tab and I'm just going to look for the landing page of Pabbly Connect simply by searching pabbly.com/connect in my browser. Now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, and over here it's just going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in, and once I'm just going to click on the sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you're going to see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account, and once I'm just going to click on this access now, it is going to open the dashboard of my Pabbly Connects account, and to get started I'm simply going to click on this button which says create workflow, and now it's asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. So if you also want to create a new folder, you can go towards this create new folder button and create your own. I've already created many, so I'm just going to save my workflow in one of these only, which is automations, and now I'm just going to name my workflow as this: generate and add tweets in Airtable for review using AI agent. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says create, and once I'm just going to click on this create, it is going to open the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens, and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, I'm simply going to select my trigger application, which is Airtable. So I'm just going to search for Airtable and select it right over here. And now for the trigger event, I'm just going to simply select it as new record and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Airtable account with your Pabbly Connects workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says connect with Airtable. And once I'm just going to click on this connect with Airtable, Pabbly is requesting me for some permissions. So I'm just going to first select the base for which I'm just going to give this permission. All right. If you want, you can select all your bases too by simply clicking on this add all resources button. I'm just going to give the permission for a single base right over here. So I'm just going to simply go and click on this grant access. And once I'm just going to click on this grant access, yes, you can see that with this we have successfully connected our Airtable account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it's asking me for the base name and the table. So I'm just going to simply select both of this and click on this save and send test request. But before clicking on this save and send test request, you have to keep in mind that Airtable is a pooling based application. So pooling based application means that this application will not check for new data instantly. It is going to take some amount of time to check for the new data. And over here in the case of Airtable, it is saying the trigger will check for new data in 10 minutes. So once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, Pabbly is going to capture the last response or the latest response made in my Airtable. So first we have to do the test submission, and then only we can click on this save and send test request. But before doing the test submission, you have to keep in mind about this important note. So it is saying the trigger requires a specific setup in your Airtable to detect new records. If you skip this, your workflow won't get triggered. So this is the Airtable setup which we have to do. What you have to do is you simply have to open your base, and from here you have to add another field. And in that field, the field name will be this created time. You have to simply select this created time, and now for the field name, you have to keep it as created only. You have to keep in mind that this is case sensitive, so you have to enter exactly this same word which has entered here. So you have to enter this created and click on this create field, and automatically this setup will be completed. I've already did this, all right, and now I'm just going to open my workflow, and now I'm just going to do the test submission so that my Pabbly can capture the response of my test submission. All right, so I'm just going to enter the topic right over here first, then I'm just going to enter the audience and then the tweet objective. And after entering all of these details, I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on the save and send test request, yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same only. The topic, the objective, and the audience are exactly the same. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our Airtable which is triggered. So now what I want is that now I want to generate a tweet and add right over here. All right, so first we're just going to generate and add the tweet right over here. So to do this, I'm just going to use OpenAI. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI right over here. I'm just going to search for OpenAI and select it. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to open our OpenAI API key page. And now after opening our OpenAI API key page, we simply have to go towards this create new secret key button. It is asking me for the key name and the project. So over here you can simply enter your key name and select the project and give the permissions and click on create secret key button, and your key will be created. I've already created my key, so I'm simply going to enter that key right over here and click on this button which says save. And with this we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it's asking me to select the AI model, so I'm simply going to select it as GPT-4. You can select any another of your choice. And now it is asking me to enter the prompt, so I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here. So as you can see that we have successfully entered the prompt which says based on the topic. Over here I'm just going to enter the topic and the goal. Over here I'm just going to enter the objective, generate a short and engaging tweet at the target audience, keep the tone casual and friendly, use up to 280 characters, and do not include any quotation marks, single or double, and avoid using symbols like this or this. All right, so as you can see that this is my prompt, and now in this prompt I'm just going to enter the details which we received from Airtable. But I'm not going to enter the details manually, but instead I'm just going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, previous step was the trigger step where we selected Airtable as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we are just going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to first map this topic, then I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to map this objective right over here. I'm just going to simply map the objective, and then I'm just going to map this target audience right over here. So one by one, I'm just going to map all of these details, and after mapping all of these details, I'm simply going to click on this save and send test request, and now my AI agent is going to generate me the tweet. So I've entered the prompt according to my own specific needs. You have to enter it according to yours. And as you can see that we have successfully received the tweet which says, still clear of common SEO mistake like duplicating content, neglecting meta descriptions, and forgetting mobile users could hurt your blog's visibility. Keep learning, keep optimizing, hashtag SEO, hashtag blogging tips. So as you can see that we have successfully generated the tweet, and now I'm just going to add it right over here in my Airtable. So to do this, I'm just going to simply add another action step, and now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as Airtable. So I'm just going to search for it and select it, and now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as update record and click on this connect. So I've recently connected my Airtable, so I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. And now I'm just going to select the base name, table name. I'm just going to move on further. For the record ID, I'm not going to select it, but instead I'm just going to map it because I want this field to turn dynamic. So I'm just going to switch on this mapping button and map this record ID from the response of my Airtable, the trigger. All right. And after mapping this record ID, I'm just going to move on further. I'm just going to only update the details which I want, like the tweet and the status. So for the tweet, I'm just going to simply map the tweet which my AI agent generated. And now for the status, I'm just going to keep it as for review and click on this save and send test request. And once I'm just going to click on this save and send test request, we have received the positive response that we have successfully updated this Airtable record. So I'm just going to open my Airtable, and over you're going to see that the tweet has been updated right over here and the status has been turned into for review. So yes, you can see that with this we have successfully added the tweet into our Airtable account. And now further what I want is, now I want to give my team 1 day to review this tweet, and once they keep the status of the tweet as approved, I want to post it on Twitter. But all of this is going to happen automatically and we are not going to do anything manually. So further, I'm just going to add more action steps right over here. First, I'm just going to add a delay in this workflow because I'm just going to give my team 1 day to review this tweet. You can give less time or more time too. So I'm just going to add another action step, and now for the action application, I'm just going to select delay by Pabbly. It helps you to add delay in your workflow. For the action event, I'm just going to select add time delay and click on this connect. Now it is saying how much delay do you want to put in this workflow. So I'm just going to keep it as delay for. Now it is saying delay until, so I'm just going to keep it as days. And now it is saying value, so I'm just going to keep it as 1. So I want to delay this workflow for 1 day. If you want, you can delay it for minutes, hours, days, weeks, and also you can give the value right over here. For me, I'm just going to keep 1 day. You can keep 1 hour, 2 hour, 10 hours, or you can also keep 1 week or some minutes too. So yes, now after doing all of this, I'm simply going to click on this save and send test request, and now it is saying delayed for 1 day. So yes, you can see that with this we have successfully delayed this workflow for 1 day. And now what is going to happen is that after 1 day, my team is going to review it, and let's say my team approves this tweet. So I'm just going to simply select the status as approved right over here. So let's say my team approved this tweet. So now I want to post it on my Twitter. For that, I'm just going to add another action step, and now for the action application, once again I'm just going to use Airtable to get the tweet details. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select get record and click on this connect. I've recently connected my Airtable, so I'm just going to click on this select existing connection and then save. Once again, I'm just going to select the base name, table name. For the record ID, I'm just going to simply map it once again. And after doing all of this, I'm simply going to click on this blue button which says save and send test request. And as you can see that we have received the status as approved right over here. And now I'm just going to add a filter condition right over here because we are just going to get the record details. But what if the status is turned into not approved or it is for review only? Then I don't want to post it on my Twitter, right? So for that, I'm just going to add a filter condition right over here in this workflow. So I'm just going to select filter by Pabbly. Once again, it is a feature by Pabbly which helps you to add conditions. For the action event, I'm just going to simply select filter values and click on this connect. Now for the label, I'm just going to select it as status. So I'm just going to look for status right over here. And as you can see, status approved. So I'm simply going to select it. For the filter type, I'm just going to keep it as equals to. And now for the value, I'm just going to enter approved right over here. So I'm just going to simply enter approved. And after doing this, I'm just going to click on this save and send test request. So now if the status is approved, then only this workflow is going to move on further. Otherwise, it will stop right over here. So yes, now what I want is I'm just going to post this tweet on my Twitter, which is approved from my team. So yes, to do this, I'm just going to add another action application step. And now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as Twitter, which is X now. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as create a tweet and click on this connect. Now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your X account, which is formerly Twitter, with Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this button which says select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says connect with X, which is formerly Twitter. And now it is asking me for the client ID and the client secret. And in the help text, it has clearly mentioned that please read the documentation here to know how to create a client ID and secret. So we have to go towards this learn more to know how to get client ID and secret. And now it is opening the forum of my Pabbly Connects, and over here you're going to see a whole documentation where you're going to know how you can create an app and get the client ID and secret. So reading this, you can simply get your client ID and secret, and the first step is to go towards developer.twitter.com. So I'm simply going to go towards my developer.twitter.com. I'm just going to go towards this developer portal right from here, and I've already created an app right over here. But if you want to create an app, you first have to read this document and create your own app. And after creating the app, you can follow me. You have to go towards this projects and apps, and then towards the app which you have created. And after coming over here towards the app which I've created, I have to go towards this keys and tokens. And now over here, you're going to see that this is my client ID and client secret. So I'm simply going to first copy the client ID, then I'm just going to paste it right over here. And now for the client secret, I'm just going to open it once again. I'm just going to regenerate this client secret right from here, and I'm just going to copy it, and I'm just going to click on it. Yes, I saved it, and I'm just going to paste the client secret too. And after pasting both of these details, I'm simply going to click on this button which says save. And once I'm just going to click on this save, it is saying authorize the app. All right, so I'm simply going to authorize the app. You're going to see that Pabbly is asking me for some permissions too. All right, so you can simply click on authorize app and give Pabbly all the permissions because your data is secure with Pabbly. And once I'm just going to click on this authorize app, with this we have successfully connected our Twitter account, or you can say X account, with our Pabbly Connects workflow. And now we're here in the message, I'm just going to simply map which we received from the Airtable get records, which is was the generated tweet. So why I'm mapping this and not the OpenAI generated tweet? Because let's say that I have added the tweet right over here in my Airtable, and my team selected the status as approved but edited something right over here. So yes, that's the reason that I selected this mapping from this get records and not from OpenAI. And now it is asking me for the quote, tweet ID, and the direct message deep link. So both of these are not the required fields. So I'm just going to leave it as blank. You can also leave it as blank and click on this save and send test request. And as you can see that we have received the positive response that we have successfully posted on our Twitter, or you can say X. Alright, so I'm just going to open my X account and check for the new tweet posted. I'm just going to refresh it right from here and check for the new tweet posted. And once I'm just going to refresh it, yes, you can see a new tweet has been posted right over here. So yes, with this I've successfully completed my workflow, and now what is going to happen is that once I'm just going to add the topic, audience, tweet objective right over here, automatically my AI agent is first going to generate me the tweet. And after one day, when my team approves the status of this tweet right over here, automatically the tweet will be posted on my Twitter. And if the team doesn't approve the status, it will not be posted. Such a useful automation, right? So now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect. And while trying, if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. See you in the next video with many more automation tips, everyone. Thank you for watching.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can connect many more applications. So now if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this URL. And now go try this amazing automation for your own business too, because right now we are offering a free trial of Pabbly Connect.